So I was struggling with something this morning as an author, and it's something that's so incredibly frustrating that every other indie author has to experience, but I don't think that we are ever translating this experience to our readers. I see it a lot in author chat rooms and blogs and stuff like that. But when it's come time to expose this to our readers and share this struggle, I don't really ever see it being shared. So I want to share it today because I feel like if I try to be very transparent with my readers, and I feel like if you guys don't know the struggles that we go through as indie authors, then it just doesn't make things seem as relatable. And I want to spread some of the background of what indie authors have to go through. And the big thorn in our side is getting reviews for our books. I had absolutely no idea how hard it was to get a review for a book. And I feel like the readers that I'm preaching to here and are following my page, you guys are not necessarily the audience that a lot of us have problems with, because a lot of you guys have book blogs and you're blogging and reading reviews, and we're so incredibly appreciative of you guys for all of that. But out of the majority of our readers, only a small percent are on social media making reviews and talking about books. And the other percent of that are picking up our book and reading it, which is so amazing. But no one's leaving reviews. So then the hard part is, and I feel like this is why authors are not translating this struggle to their readers. For example, last month I had my best month in book sales. And when I was first starting as an indie author, here's something very brutally honest. When I had a few Kindle page reads a day, where I was making like 20-30 cents, I was still so ecstatic. And of course I had days where I had no page reads, and that was really hard to chew on. But we chewed it and we swallowed it, and now look where we are at. And I remember the author T.L. Swan had mentioned in a video that at one point she was financially struggling, and that's when she decided to write books. And it was such a struggle where she had said in the video, like, she couldn't go into like a Starbucks to get a coffee. So it's like when you hit rock bottom, that's when she started writing her books. And I remember those motivational videos she made for us, because she was like, listen, keep pushing through, keep doing it. Eventually you will get to where you are starting to make a profit from your book. So I kind of had like a little pinch me moment, because last month was my best month in book sales. But when I look back at the series, which is now my best-selling series, I don't have a lot of reviews on that series. So I think the first book came out in 2022. I'll post it up here or down here, and I'll also post how many reviews I have on Goodreads. And in the grand scheme of it, that's very low ratings. So I wanted to make this video for my authors, because I'm getting to the mindset now where I'm and I can't say I don't care about reviews. Obviously, I care a lot, and I really want to get reviews. But I don't want you guys as indie authors to ever feel desperate, and don't ever feel like you're at a point where you have to give your hard-earned book away for reviews. Because for me, I just realized today, as I went to sit, and this was in the back of my mind, frustrated, like, how can I get more reviews for the book? Can I invite more people onto the ARC team? Can I do this and that? But I also know a lot of you guys who join ARC teams, you're really taxed, because you're such amazing people who are reading all these books for all these authors and posting and reviewing, and there's only so much, you can only spread the jelly over the hard piece of toast so many times before you have nothing left to spread. So as an indie author, I want you to try to not stress over the reviews. So for me now, I'm like, listen, stop stressing over getting reviews, because my book sales are speaking. And it's not just that. I know that they're not just picking up one book and not reviewing it because they didn't like it, because I can track on Kindle that this first book in the series has read, and then the second book is being read, and then the third, and so on and so on. So I know it's so frustrating, because I know people are liking the book because they're continuing to read the series, but sometimes we just have to step back and stop looking at the reviews. And maybe you guys, whoever's watching, maybe you are another indie author as well, and maybe you have more tips that I would love to hear about getting your readers to leave reviews. But also for readers, it's just such a huge struggle that authors are not talking about, because I feel like if we talk about it and we say, hey, we can't get reviews for a book, a reader's going to think, well, if no one's taking the time to read a review, it's not a good book. But the money talks, and in the end, that's just not the case. So I just want to let all the other indie authors out there know I am in the same boat, even though I had my best month in book sales that I've ever had to date. So it's just kind of I just want you guys to know you're not the only one struggling over it. And if you have any ideas or recommendations for me, yes, I have an art team. Yes, I'm doing this, and that, but I'm realizing that even going through all of that and building that team and building my network, it's just not enough to get the reviews that I want to see. So, things take time and it takes patience. And I know that because it took patience to build up to selling like a few books a month, to getting page reads a day. It just takes time. And I know how stressful it is as an indie author who you've just put one book out and you might not have like that big network or social media following, and you're stressing because maybe you just have 5 reviews on your book. Don't stress, because in time it will come. I think if you just focus on your writing and try to forget about the reviews and that, just focus on your writing and your book sales. And that's medicine that I need to like pour in the spoon and swallow down myself, because it is hard when you see your hard-earned book baby not getting like thousands of reviews. But yes, this was just another little insight video. I just want to let other indie authors know you're not alone, and I also want to let readers know about some of the struggles that indie authors are having, because I don't ever see authors talking about it to the readers and disclosing this trouble. So yeah, that's it. Another little video insight, and I hope you enjoy it, and you guys, please have a good day.